Alright guys, for today's video we are jumping back in and we are going to be focusing first at the Herbology class so that we can start getting access to learning about the plants and get the ability to progress down that quest line and of course learn how to use various plants. You can see down there on the map, it's the greenhouse right out front. That's exactly where it's located. I have already grabbed most of the fast travels in the map, so it's pretty quick, but it's straightforward. It's just on that bottom corner, the giant greenhouse looking area on the Hogwarts map. That'll take you straight over to Herbology. So we are going to be starting here today. We're also going to be tackling potions as well, so we can finally brew our own potions, and we're going to jump on the first Merlin trial today that kind of shows you the mechanics for exactly what you need in order to do it. But Herbology first, we start here. You can see that we have a potting table. It's provided for us in the Herbology classroom itself, and you can kind of see the seeds that we have on our person. If you remember from the very beginning when we were jumping into the game, into the world, they provided us with a few specific key things we would need when we came to Hogwarts since we got attacked by the dragon. So this is where we do it. So there we have potted some Dittany for ourselves, and we are going to be taking that, and of course that is one of the key ingredients used for brewing Wiggenweld potions, the healing potions. So getting the ability to have this unlocked and to be able to grow them ourselves is going to be hugely useful as we make our way through this game. Obviously being able to heal on the fly in the midst of combat is going to be really important. So coming over here to get that done as early as you can is going to be big boon to you as we're moving our way through this game. So okay, so after we learn about the Dittany and the small potting plant that's available to us, we're going to be following our classmate and just running down here to grab some Chinese chomping cabbages, and this is where they're going to teach us about the fighting plants, as it were. Call them what you want, but the plants that you can use while you're in battle. So here they're going to walk us through the exact progress. We've got a nice training dummy over here, and you can see that this is considered part of our equipment wheel. So on the Xbox, you're going to hold down the left bumper. That is how you get access to the various items on the equipment wheel, and then you just use the stick to select it, and then once you're holding the selection direction for the item that you want to use, you just let go of the bumper. And that's how you have it equipped, and then you tap the bumper when you're in game. So over here we can see the cabbages are over to the left, so all we're going to do is hold that stick as we're holding down the left bumper, keep the right stick pushed over to the left, and then release the left bumper, and then we have access to the chomping cabbages directly on our bumper. And this is basically what they're teaching us. Now this is useful for not only chomping cabbages, but down the line, which we will get to next after potions class, if you want to equip potions and use them in battle as well. So it's pretty intuitive. It's a good little system. You know, it kind of goes into a default pause as soon as you hold down the bumper, and then you just pick the item you want, hold the stick in the direction of the item you want, and release the bumper. The key there is just to make sure that you maintain holding down the direction on the stick towards the item you're trying to select. Okay, so once we're done with that, we have free reign to explore. I ran around a little bit and collected some items throughout the various areas of the greenhouse. Then, of course, we've got our small potting table here where we already had some Dittany growing. So we have free access. It's on a timer. We can come up here and collect it, and it will automatically replant whatever plant is selected in the pot. Now, you will learn this a little bit more in depth once we get to the room of requirement in an upcoming video. But for the purposes of this one, you need to know that we have access to the small potting table here, and our Dittany can be planted here. This is one of the key items required for Wiggenweld potions, so this is where we can pick up some of those parts that we need. Okay, it's off the timer. Immediately you can see up there it says to hit X to collect, so that's what we'll do, and it immediately replants itself. As easy as that, guys. Okay, next up we are going to head out of Herbology and we're going to head to Potions class. I could, of course, fast travel, but it's not too far, so I am just following the yellow line here that's going to take us straight over to class. This is another one we haven't done, and of course I just picked up that nice fast travel point there on the wall. So yeah, you don't even have to go up and interact with them. If you get anywhere in range, it's going to pick up the fast travel points for you for future use. And yeah, I had to swap out my batteries on my controller there real quick, but no problem. We're just going to head in the door and get this next kind of main quest path line opened, which of course is Potions class. As always, when I'm coming into a new area of Hogwarts I've yet to discover, I'm going to be casting Revelio, so I can see obviously glowing blue down there. That's a fast travel point, but that's the door into the Potions class. I'm just going to take a quick little peek down these stairs before we go in, just to see if there's anything obvious down near here. And if there is, great. If there's not, no big deal. Okay, we have a locked door. So again, we are assuming that at some point we're going to get the ability to open locks, since it gives a level on those locks. So obviously I'm assuming Alohomora. But back onto task, we're going to pop into the Potions classroom. Same as the last, it's a brand new area. I've yet to come in here, so I'm just going to do a quick little bit of Revelio, and we'll just pick up any collectibles we can real quick. We've got some lore on the table. I see a chest directly behind that. So same rules apply, guys. Revelio, Revelio, Revelio. I'll repeat it as many times as I have to. If you're going somewhere new that you've yet to go before, just cast Revelio so you can grab all the stuff that is around for you to be able to pick up. That looks to be it inside of that room there. So we are just going to get straight to the main task function. Looks like it's going to point us to where we need to go, maybe behind me. I see nothing else over here. One little thing in the corner, so we'll pick that up. I do see another one of these page collectibles. Of course, having that dinging chime is always helpful. It helps pinpoint the exact direction we need to head to go do it. But that looks to be about it for the room, at least for now. Always possible there could be other stuff to pick up later, but we're just going to pop in the little ring as always and get the quest started. Okay, so we've gathered some ingredients we needed from the professor's office. He let us go in to grab them, so they're teaching us how to actually brew potions here. Now, this is kind of part two, because the intro part of this mission, we did some brewing at first, but it was completely different than this. It was having us do some button inputs and move the stick in time, kind of like learning new spells. But it looks like when we actually have the potion station unlocked, it's very straightforward. It's not involved. You just put in the ingredients that you need and you wait on the timer, just like you do growing plants there. And you'll see here it's quite a bit shorter amount of time. So we have just brewed our Eridus potion, and we've picked that up. So we've got that done. And of course, we have the recipe for Wiggenweld unlocked as well. So we've got two already right there in our arsenal, all tied to coming down and checking out the potions class. And of course we have access to this potion station, just like down in the greenhouse we have access to a small potting table. So if we need to brew some potions, we can come in here and do that, just as if we need to grow some ingredients for plants, we can do that in the greenhouse. So they do make it really nice and easy. Of course, we're going to be able to set up our own later down the game, but in the early parts, as soon as you do these main quest lines, you're going to get access to these things that you need. Okay guys, and the very last thing we're going to be tackling today is the first of the Merlin trials. So we will see where those are, what they look like, and exactly how we interact with them. I'm over here at the edge of the lake, just outside of Hogwarts grounds. This is the location of a main quest line, which is going to teach us about these Merlin trials. You'll see we have a little cutscene here. There's a little lady, and of course she's being attacked by some of the Ranrock loyalist people here. So we are obviously going to have to hop in and protect this lady. So yeah, I expect we're going to have a quick little duel ensue, and that thing they're standing on, that round thing, that is one of the Merlin trial points. We could see it glowing blue when we walked up, so she and I together are just going to dispatch with these bad guys here real quick. So I'm just changing out my loadout real quick. I had forgotten to reset it before I walked over here to engage in battle. Obviously, having Lumos and Reparo, not the most useful in the middle of a fight. But Leviosa, of course, and Accio and Incendio, quite useful. So we're going to leave those as our base here. And this little part here, guys, is actually pretty useful because they're telling us that you can look up weak points on enemies in the guide. So, if you're struggling or want to see the most effective way to break through a specific enemy type, definitely make use of the field guide, guys. That's what it's there for. And there we can see glowing blue on the ground again. That is the point of what we headed down here, and it's teaching us about the Merlin trials finally. So you can see those all over the map. They look kind of like a leaf icon as you're looking at the world map. They're kind of all over from top to bottom, all around Hogwarts, all around the entirety of the map. So if you take the time to open the fast travel points, you'll have quicker access to these trials. And, this is what they're teaching us. This is how we figure out what to do with these Merlin trials. So just gonna quickly finish talking to this lady and then we'll jump to the trial. Okay, we finished talking to the lady. Now we step on and it says hit X. She gives us a little backstory for what we need to do. So it looks like there's another plant part that we're going to be needing to access these trials in the game. So that's definitely good to know. Awesome that they give us a nice little tutorial walkthrough here. But we can see, at least on this one, it appears that there's some pedestals that have popped up over on the side, and they're kind of glowing white. That's kind of like the interact with this kind of icon. Yep, okay, and it looks like we Incendio. I'm off target a little bit. Got a little too close to that one. And then there is just the two. Oh, okay, it looks like maybe it's on a timer because they just dropped back down into the ground. So let's get an eye on all of them. 1, 2, 3. So let's just get the right distance, start from left to right, run over and do it quickly. That looks like that might well be the key here, guys. Yes, indeed it is. So it's on a timer. So as with a few other things in this game, we need to be quick on our inputs. Just like we were learning that kind of mastery in the dueling class practice. And it pops up this little gazebo looking thing with kind of a green outline of Merlin. And that is our first completed Merlin trial, guys. Straightforward. Doesn't seem too difficult. There's so many all over this map. I have to assume that they're all going to be maybe a little bit different. Maybe there's different kind of puzzle types. Maybe there's different spells that we need. But regardless, we did finally learn how to do these Merlin trials. So we can tackle any of those around the maps, or at least attempt to tackle them at any point. Obviously, plenty of upgrades and collectibles and XP related to completion of this game. Alright guys, so yeah, another fruitful day. We got some pretty big important things learned and done that we needed to get done. Getting the Herbology classroom side unlocked, getting access to be able to plant and grow our own ingredients, as well as learning how to use the battle plants in battle, how to pull them on the equipment wheel, and of course the potions class, getting access to be able to brew the potions that we want to bring with us into battle, not only ones that will enhance our damage and our defense, but of course you could almost argue more key, the Wiggenweld potions, and then finally here, the Merlin trials. So that's 3 pretty big things that are going to play pretty big parts in here. So this was kind of a critical series of quest lines to go down in order to prep us for continuing our path through Hogwarts Legacy. Yet again, I am just having an absolute blast in this game. It's got a lot more layers to it than it looks on the surface, and it seems every corner I turn, there is something new to discover and something new to do. So, guys, I hope you found this video useful, and definitely appreciate you checking in. We will see where the story takes us next, but we will catch you on the next one.